So tell me about the non-au pair foreign exchange student that three boys had living with them. Was she cute?
I don't even remember what she looked like. She was a French exchange student. And so she was with us for a couple months. But um, the, there was one story I remember that the neighbor who lived next door, this ultra religious Christian
I'm so glad you edited out other stuff you want to say.
woman, um, had her babysit her kids. And so she came home, and the French exchange student, I think her name was Isabel. I don't recall for sure.
We're going to call her Isabel for this
Isabel.
purpose.
So she was singing a French lullaby to the children, and the neighbor thought she was speaking in tongues.
Was the neighbor brown?
No, she was not.
You know, but you know, speaking in tongues is not that bad.
It was French.
I get it. I got it. What else?
About the French exchange student?
No, about your childhood and being a Gen
about
X and our parents not watching us.
So, okay, so we were at
And at some point, you can ask me also. You know, that's what a conversation is.
you were on the tail end of the Gen X.
I'm Gen X. But go ahead.
Just barely. And so we were visiting my grandparents, and they lived on a farm, and they have this golf cart.
Oh, God.
We love to drive around with the golf cart. Another babysitter story.
These boys terrorize all the babysitters.
We did indeed. And so my grandparents also had this pond, and on one side of the pond there was this bank, and so it sat up probably 4 or 5 feet just above the pond, and we loved to drive the golf cart around. Well, my younger brother got in the golf cart and was driving, and again, my parents and my grandparents, they were out. We had a babysitter, and so the babysitter was in the sitting in the passenger seat. My brother was driving, and they started taking off, and I wanted to get on the golf cart, so I was chasing them, run. I finally kind of caught up, and I jumped on, but I had to grab onto something. So what did I grab onto? I grabbed onto the steering wheel. And if you don't know, the steering wheel was not a steering wheel like this. It kind of went like this, and so when I grabbed the steering wheel, it pulled the golf cart went bloop, right into the lake.
Drowning the damn babysitter.
Well, she didn't drown.
I know I'm being.
But yeah, she was
They
not
tried
happy
to.
that she was completely drenched.
They tried to
And-
drown me.
And so when everyone got home, we were in big trouble.
They stayed in
My,
trouble.
my grandfather had to get the tractor out to pull the golf cart out of the pond and then drain it, and the motor had been flooded, and he had to take the whole damn thing apart. So yeah, again, we were in big trouble for that too. We got in trouble a lot. How about you?
I never got in trouble because I was smart enough not to get in trouble.
Oh, I did plenty. I didn't get in trouble for because I was smart enough.
I didn't get in trouble. No,
This is the most egregious things that I got in trouble for.
I just
Sort of.
I just think it's crazy that the government had to remind our parents at 10 o'clock at night on television to make sure their children were home. There literally was a commercial that came on TV or a beep or a sound like an Amber Alert. It's 10 o'clock. Are your children, what did they
Do
say?
you know where your children
Do you know where
are?
your children are? That's how bad our parents were. They did not watch us.
Sometimes I saw that. Sometimes I was out.
Right.
Kick
Right.
the can, tag, catching fireflies.
Catching fireflies if it was the summer. And like, you know, we literally woke up in the morning in the summer and they would feed us breakfast and say bye. And I don't want to see you into the street lights. And you were not permitted to come in the house to use the bathroom. Like I remember this beanie boy was like, why y'all just didn't go in the house to get some water? Did you want to get your ass whooped? We weren't allowed in the house. We were not allowed in. Were you allowed in the house?
No. But so here's what we did. We would have things like mud fights where we would
Black
get a
children,
bunch of
black children didn't do that.
get a bunch
Black
of dirt,
children, we didn't do that.
hose it down,
We didn't do that.
make these little mud balls.
I
and
know
we'd
no black
we'd
children
throw
that did this.
mud balls at each other. Of course, that would also then get all over the house, and we got in big trouble because the house was covered in mud.
You mean the outside of the house?
The outside of the house.
Oh, see, no, we weren't permitted to be anywhere in the vicinity of our home. My mom did. Our parents didn't want to see us.
Again, the parents weren't home.
Oh, no, my mom was home.
We wouldn't have gotten away with that for very long if the parents were home.
No, my mom was home. We just were not supposed to be in the house. And then also we weren't, she was like, you let my air out, which, what do you mean, Mom? To this day, you still say
Kind of
that.
like what we see, look, we
Right.
still do it.
What you mean, Mom? What's the air going? It's air.
It's cool in the outside.
Who cares? Like
The
that.
electric bill goes,
Don't side with her. It was silly. For it, the
have you
electric
seen
bill.
our electric bill this month?
I don't pay bills. Do it look like I pay bills? It does not. My point is, kids weren't leaving the door wide open. We would just want to come in to get swallow a Kool-Aid or go use the bathroom or go get my Cabbage Patch doll and bring it outside and brag with my friends that I got the new Cabbage Patch. We were not.
I didn't have Cabbage Patch.
You couldn't go in the house for 5 seconds. It was like we were leaving the door open all day like our crazy behinds do. That's my point. It was Mama.
We didn't want to go inside.
Why?
Because it was fun outside.
Weren't you hot?
No.
Baby, I grew up in Germany, and so when we came home for the summer, I was like, this Georgia mess is some hell.
No, we'd be outside all day.
Yeah, we had to too at a certain, because my grandma was the same way. I don't want to see y'all until it's time to go to vacation. And thank goodness for, well, I love my grandmother. She is amazing. But she was the stricter of the two of my grandparents. My grandfather would always take us to the skating rink on Sunday night. And he would sit outside his car and smoke a cigarette and just be an ATM machine for us. When we ran out, we'd come outside to the parking lot and get some more money from Mr. Les and go back in. But I remember we would like stay up late on Saturday watching Arsenio Hall or something we weren't supposed to watch. My grandma would be fast asleep and we would want to go to Sunday school the next morning. And my grandma would be like, well, you ain't going to the skate house. Boy, baby, we got right on up and got in that shower and got dressed and went on and endured that Sunday school. So
We had Sparkles. That was our skate rink.
I forget what the name of it was in Tifton, Georgia. But my grandpa would take us every Sunday. And like we would be there for like 4 or 5 hours and he would sit outside and wait for us. Like the dedication. Like when there were no cell phones, there was no beeper, there was no like he had to wait for us. How boring. It was like
you
just
carry a
sitting there.
dime for the payphone.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
those
yeah.
of you who don't know what a payphone is, it's something you take a little coin, you stick it in there, and then you can make a phone call. Used to be a dime. At one point, I'm sure it was even cheaper.
You were explaining
And then
a
went up to a
dime.
quarter.
You were explaining a dime as if it were a payphone. You were talking that you stick it in and you can make a call. Think about how you said that.
I mean, you associated a dime with a payphone. Then it went up to a quarter, and that was terrible.
If we just call collect.
But that's how we made calls when we were mobile.
We were told to call collect and be
There
like,
were-
hey,
but
we
there were-
ready.
But there were payphones everywhere.
No, but listen, we would call collect and be like, hey, we ready. And they wouldn't accept the call. Like, hey, mom, we ready. And hang up. And so it was free.
Oh, we didn't do
So
that.
we were scammers. We were scammers. Hey, mama, we ready? And hang up. And then she would come get us. So let me tell you about the time I got in trouble because, you were also not allowed to pick up the phone and call anybody ever because there was long distance charges back then, right? And I remember my mom was not home. I think she went to the store. She was somewhere. And I decided for a series of days, I was going to call 411 and ask for Michael Jackson's phone number. Can I please be connected with Michael Jackson in California, in Los Angeles, California? And so when my mom's bill came,
It was charged for 411.
it was charged for 411. Baby, I got in so much trouble. But I thought literally, I was so stupid that I really think I was standing on top of a chair.
My love, naive.
That I thought I could call 411 and just, if I got a really nice representative, she was going to connect me with Michael Jackson. I got connected with trouble. My mama got that
I
bill.
thought you didn't get in trouble.
I got in trouble for that. I was dumb because Courtney's 2 years younger. And I think I was really, like Courtney did, I wasn't going to blame. I always was really protective of my sister, so I wasn't going to blame that on Courtney. So I took that smoke. I got that smoke. Michael Jackson. Yeah.
I never tried to call Michael Jackson.
Dumb as hell. Boy, I was stupid.
Look at that. We made it 10 minutes.
Fantastic.
Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.